Good morning, everyone. Great. My name is Kent Oliver, and I am the director of the Nashville Public Library. And it is certainly my privilege to welcome you today to the main library here in Nashville, one of 21 locations throughout our city. In a few minutes, you will be part of a major exercise in American democracy, the citizenship ceremony, taking place in what I believe is the most democratic of all institutions, the public library. You will hear from several government officials who will welcome and congratulate you on reaching this milestone. It may be that you or your loved ones have spent time at the library before today, getting help with our free classes to learn English, American civics, or to use the resources of the New Americans Corners to pursue citizenship. In fact, our city's partnership with the USCIS for the Pathway for New Americans is considered a best practice for public libraries in our country. But it may be that you haven't discovered the Nashville Public Library until now. Whatever the case, please know that you are welcome at the library. This is Nashville's library. This is your library. And please let me repeat that. This is your library. We are here to support you in your experience with your new status to the fullest extent. As an American public library, we stand for accessibility to learning and for the freedom of information and ideas. We are a proud education partner for you, your families, and your friends. After today's celebration, we do hope that you will visit us soon and visit us often. Whether you come here for the free author talks, for homework help, to borrow books, or any of our many free services, I sincerely hope that NPL will be an important part of your lives as you seek fulfillment and support as new citizens. Thank you, and congratulations.
The United States District Court for the Middle District of Tennessee, the Honorable Aleda Trauger presiding. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. This United States District Court for the Middle District of Tennessee is now open pursuant to adjournment. All persons having business with this honorable court, draw nigh, give attention, and you shall be heard.
Good morning and welcome to this very special naturalization ceremony. We usually hold these ceremonies at the federal courthouse on 8th and Broad, but today, in recognition of National Library Week, we are holding it in this fabulous library, in this beautiful grand reading room, and I'm so glad that you all, if you haven't been here before, have now had the opportunity to see what a wonderful facility this is. We want to thank Library Director Kent Oliver and his staff for making this facility available and for working with the Chief Deputy Clerk of our court, Vicki Kincaid, who's over there somewhere, in finalizing the arrangements for today. On the podium with me is Mayor Carl Dean, our very popular and active mayor, who, along with his many initiatives in the areas of education and economic development and quality of life, has established the Mayor's Office of New Americans, headed by Shauna Singh, sitting over here, who just happens to be a former law clerk of mine, which makes me very proud. The mayor attends this ceremony not just as our city's figurehead, but as someone with a genuine interest in folks like you. Also, at the podium today, we want to welcome Laurie Xalapa. Ms. Sulabha is the Deputy Director of the United States Customs and Immigration Service. She has traveled from Washington, D.C. today to welcome you all into citizenship and to share some thoughts with you on this happy occasion. Accompanying her is Lemuel Dennis, the Services Field Officer Director. There she is over there. We want to welcome all of you and thank you for participating. At this time, I would like to recognize Patricia Schoenig of the U.S. Customs and Immigration Service.
The United States Citizenship and Immigration Services within the Department of Homeland Security notified 103 persons representing 36 different nationalities to appear before the court this morning for the administration of the Oath of Allegiance proceeding. Of those so notified, 7 have failed to respond to the call of roll. Those failing to respond on service list number 671 are numbers 11, 18, 68, 75, 80, 87, and 96. The service would respectfully move at this time that those persons' applications be set over to a later date due to their absence.
That will be done.
26 of the persons here present before the court have requested to have their names changed as part of this naturalization proceeding. These requests appear to the service to be reasonable, and the service offers no objection. The appropriate orders have been prepared, and on the applicant's behalf, the service respectfully moves that those requests be granted as part of this proceeding.
The name changes will be granted.
Each of the applicants present has been examined by an officer of the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services Office. Each has been found to be a person of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution, and well disposed to the good order and happiness of the United States. Each has demonstrated a satisfactory knowledge of the history and government of the United States and has further met the requirements of the law concerning the ability to read, write, and speak the English language. It is the conclusion of the service that each of the persons here present before the court is in all respects qualified for naturalization. At this time, I would like to introduce the applicants to the court.
Please do.
As I call your name, please stand, repeat your full name, country of nationality, then be seated. Andrea Irene Banasiak, Lorena Castillo Becerra, Micho,
Myanmar.
Preet Singh Malhotra,
Preet Singh Malhotra, India.
Urjan Dega,
Urjan Dega, Albania.
Dale Gordon Armour,
Dale Gordon Armour from Canada.
Nuha Kudher Khalifa,
Noha Abbas, from Iraq.
Naja Hassan Dawood,
Najah Hassan Dawood from Iraq.
Naras Naja Hassan,
Naras Najah Hassan from Iraq.
Mohammed El Zawi,
Mohammed Al-Zawi from Egypt.
Svetlana Chechnya Knutson,
Svetlana Chikina from Ukraine.
Sorinahon Visatep,
My name is Suryon Visate from Laos.
Silakon Visatep,
My name is Silakon Bisatep. I'm from Laos.
Walid Abdel Nazar,
Walid Mahmoud Abdul Nasser from Egypt.
Sumitraben Babubai Patel,
Sumitraben Bhaui Patel from India.
Hawa Suk Livingston,
My name is Hwasuk Livingston. I'm from South Korea.
Bekele Kumsa Tesma,
Bekele Kumsa Tesma from Ethiopia.
Demian Garas,
Damon Abdel Messiah Garas from Egypt.
Diana Lynn,
My name is Diana Lea from Burma.
Rogelio Galvin Arias,
I'm Rogelio Galvan Arias. I'm from Mexico.
Maria Montserrat Gonzalez,
Maria Montserrat Gonzalez from Mexico.
Pakun Kindavan,
Banet Pakun Chinavan from Laos.
Sangeeta Ashokbai Parek,
Shangita Parekh from India.
Bashir Beina Bare,
She Benabari from Somalia.
Mong Lin Tu,
Mount Tailintu from Burma.
Ashwin Patel,
Aswin Giri Patel from India.
Bhavana Patel,
My name is Bhavana Patel from India.
Tuan Cao Din,
My name is Tung Din. I'm from Vietnam.
Athanasius Abanulo,
Athanasius Abanolo from Nigeria.
Vajihe Baluch Garai,
My name is Vajihe Baluch Garai, Iran.
Maria de la Luz Umanzer,
My name is Maria de la Luz Mansour. I'm from El Salvador.
Angelica Rocha de Campos,
Angélica Rocha de Campos from Brazil.
Sorm Prom, Cress Long,
My name is Kreslang, Cambodia.
Imad Said Harmonious,
My name is Imad Said Armenius, and I'm from Egypt.
Sompet Keosavan,
My name is Sompet Kelsavan from Laos.
Ruth Lorena Gil Alas,
My name is Ruth Gil Alas. I'm from El Salvador.
Antonio Rocha de Campos,
Antonio Carlos Rocha de Campos from Brazil.
Javier Martinez Rios,
Javier Martinez Rios. I'm from Mexico.
Noor Al Afuri,
My name is Noor Alafouri. I'm from Jordan, Jordanian nationality.
Corina Hoffman,
Corinna Hofmann from Germany.
Fathi Fazi Labib,
Fatih Fauzi Labib from Egypt.
Suzette Ann Kelly,
Suzette Ann Kelly from Ghana.
Filomena Mahano de Gomez,
My name is Filomena in my country, El Salvador.
Marian Adel Aziz,
Marian Aziz from Egypt.
Hugo Diaz de Leon Serrano,
My name is Hugo Diaz de Leon Serrano from Mexico.
Kam Deng Vanavong,
Kamdeng Wannawong from Laos.
Bong Soon Kim,
Pongson Kim, South Korea.
Sardar Sarhan,
Sardar Sarhan, Iraq.
Salavat Ayupov,
Salavat Ayupov from Russia.
Jonathan McCulloch Picken,
Jonathan McCulloch Pickin from Scotland.
Lee Brandon Hewson,
Lee Brandon Howison, UK.
Rebecca Elaine Westercam,
Rebecca Westercam, Canada.
Samuel Kankam Boateng,
Samuel Kankamwat in Ghana.
Miriam Rojas Rodriguez,
Miriam Rojas Rodriguez, I'm from Mexico.
Gregorio Benitez Colima.
Gregorio Benitez Colima from Mexico.
Hussein Nader Zibari.
My name is Hussein Nader. I'm from Iraq.
Malcolm David Morrison.
Malcolm David Morrison from the United Kingdom.
Sanad Dedic.
Sanad Dedic from Bosnia.
Raymond Rezik.
Rezik, Egypt.
Israel Rodriguez.
Israel Rodriguez from Mexico.
Renat Zainagedinov.
Rinat Zainagedinov from Russia.
Tatiana Ketova.
Tatiana Kitova from Russia.
Twalde Tung.
Twalde Tung from Myanmar.
Diego Lugo Frias.
Diego Lugo Frias from Mexico.
Rose I.
My name is Rose A. I'm from Burma.
Marianne Wright.
Marianne Wright, Philippines.
Olga Tarakanova.
Olga Tarakanova, Russia.
Ahmed Ayub.
Ahmed Ayub from Iraq.
Enrique Aguilar Sotelo.
Enrique Aguilar Sotelo from Mexico.
Onel Charlotta Semple.
Onel Semple, Guyana.
Tiffany Semple.
Tiffany Semple, Guyana.
Hani Awad Mancarios.
Hani Awad, Egypt.
Safa Shaki.
Safa Shauka from Egypt.
James David Rao.
James David Rao, Germany.
Miriam Abdel Noor Rezik.
Miriam Rezik from Egypt.
Ban Sami Fuad.
Ban Sami Fuad from Iraq.
Benny Chansati.
My name is Benny Steve from Laos.
Gofran Rauf Al-Seg.
Gofran Rauf Al-Seg from Iraq.
Ntamubano Rhoda. Hasni Jahan.
My name is Husni Jahan. I'm from Bangladesh.
Ida Pohoy Zatino.
Aida Marisela Pujoy Satino from Guatemala.
Cesar Alvarenga.
Cesar Alvarenga from El Salvador.
Asal Al-Janabi.
Asal Qusay Al-Janabi from Iraq.
Amani Al-Janabi.
Amani Al-Janabi, Iraq.
Amira Mohammed Kablawi.
Amira Muhammad Kablawi from Syria.
Assam Tadros Gergis.
Isam Tadros Gergis. I am from Egypt.
Alba Artavia Masas.
Alba Artavia from Costa Rica.
Adnan Isa Yar.
My name is Adnan Isa Yor. I'm from Kurdistan, North Iraq.
Marie Christy Lewis.
Marie Christy Lewis from the Philippines.
Andrea Carolina Shali.
Andrea Carolina Shali from Colombia.
Hata Namik Salhi.
Hatal Namik Salih from Iraq.
Nasrin Abdullah Hassan.
Nasrin Abdullah Hassan from Iraq.
Roxana Belcanende.
I'm Rosana Balkenende from Argentina.
Abbas Abdul Salam Al-Alak.
Abbas Al-Alak from Iraq.
On behalf of the government of the United States of America, I respectfully move that each of the persons here assembled be admitted to citizenship upon taking the prescribed oath of allegiance.
The motion will be granted if you will please stand for the oath and raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by law, that I will perform work of national importance under civil direction when required by law, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. And now if you will join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. We could stop right there. You are now an American citizen. On behalf of your fellow countrymen, I congratulate you. However, we aren't going to stop right there. I stand before you as the granddaughter of immigrants from Greece, who were part of the enormous wave of immigrants from Europe entering this country in the early 1900s through Ellis Island. My grandfather joined a Greek community in Wyoming and mined coal for the Union Pacific Railroad his whole life. Our wonderful soloist this morning, Christina Kataros Egan, is also Greek. She is the granddaughter of Greek immigrants, also in the early 1900s, in that wave of immigration through Ellis Island. Her grandparents made their way to a small town in Iowa, where they operated a cafe and a candy shop on Main Street. You will find that many Americans you meet have these backgrounds. But back to you. You have studied hard and achieved much. You know more about matters of U.S. citizenship than many of us born into it. Even so, I would like to speak to you for a few minutes about what I think it means to be an American citizen. Americans, unlike many other people, are not Americans simply because of accidents of geography or centuries of tradition. Instead, we Americans base our citizenship on our foundation of shared ideals and ideas brought from many different countries, races, religions, and cultures. We are Americans because we also share certain fundamental beliefs. We are bound together by the unique set of principles set forth in the documents that created and continue to define this nation. We find our heritage and inspiration in the profound words of the Declaration of Independence. All people are created equal and endowed with unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We pledge allegiance to the Republic as one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. But the greatest expression of our national identity is the Constitution of the United States, which you all have studied in your path to citizenship. The Constitution, written in 1787, established the responsibilities and rights that go with American citizenship. The Constitution charges us with the responsibility and duty of self-government, but it also includes a Bill of Rights to protect us from our own government when it exceeds its power. Our Bill of Rights spells out that we exercise in this country freedom of religion, freedom of speech and the press, freedom from unreasonable searches and seizures, the right to due process of law, and the right to trial by jury, among others. The rights of Americans are frequently discussed in my courtroom, but today I want to emphasize our responsibilities, the responsibilities of self-government. The preamble to the Constitution states, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." The key words here are "we, the people," and "more perfect union." It is clear that the founders of this country believed that the people were the sovereign. Our country is not ruled by a king. It is governed by we, the people. This is what all Americans fundamentally believe. It means that we are the government. As Aristotle said long ago, a citizen is one who rules and is ruled in turn. It means, in the words of the Gettysburg Address, that it is a government of the people and by the people, not just for the people. It means that if the government succeeds, we succeed. It means that if the government fails, we have failed. It means that only we, through individual effort, can make this country a more perfect union. It is not somebody else's job. It is the job of all of us. Each of us has the responsibility and duty to be educated and informed, to vote to select those who will represent us and govern us, and to participate at every level of government. I strongly urge you to register to vote and to vote in every election. Remember, you are the sovereign. You are the government. You govern by voting. This is one of our most important responsibilities as American citizens, and a right that many of you did not have in your home countries. These are troubled times. There is much talk about who are our enemies and who are our friends. But we must never forget to keep our arms ever open to those from around the world like you who wish to embrace the values that we as American citizens cherish and wish to safeguard. Congratulations again on becoming an American citizen. It is a precious responsibility and an honor. You have worked very hard for it, and you are to be commended. All right, at this time, I would like to bring Mayor Dean up to the podium. He has some remarks for you. Mayor Dean?
Thank you, Judge Trauger, and thank you for allowing this important ceremony to be moved from your courtroom into this beautiful space where all of us can be together. I want to welcome USCIS Deputy Director Laurie Xalapa and her staff, and thank you to Ken Oliver, the head of Nashville's wonderful libraries, and I hope you have the opportunity to enjoy our libraries in the years to come. I also want to recognize the members of my New Americans Advisory Council who are with us today. And most importantly, I have the great honor to be the second person to congratulate our city's 96 newest American citizens. Congratulations. Congratulations also to your families and friends who have helped you along the way. It's an honor to join you here and to call you for the first time fellow Americans. As new citizens, each of you has traveled a long and different road to this moment. Your journeys began in places like Burma and Somalia, Mexico, and India, and yet somehow you ended up here in Nashville. As mayor, I want you to know that there is no greater honor for our city. To quote Southwest Airlines, "You are free to move about the country. And the fact that you moved here is a great honor. Of all the towns where you could choose to settle, all the cities you could have selected as your place to pursue the American dream, you chose Nashville, and we are honored. I believe that with that honor comes a duty to ensure that you have a chance to succeed in your new home, and that's why last year we created the Mayor's Office of New Americans. It's dedicated to engaging and empowering immigrants and refugees. Some of its programs have become national models, like My City Academy, a leadership training program that empowers new Americans to understand and participate in our city government. More than 35 countries have been represented so far in My City Academy. My City Academy is a first-of-its-kind program, and the White House Task Force on New Americans cited it just this week as an example of local government recognizing the potential of new Americans as volunteers and active participants in a city's civic life. Another program, Pathway for New Americans, our name for our partnership with USCIS, is a third of its kind in the country. We came together a little less than a year ago to help lawful permanent residents in Nashville become U.S. citizens, and I think we've made a real difference. There could be no better time for these kinds of programs. The number of foreign-born residents in Nashville has more than doubled over the past decade. In 2012, Nashville had the fastest-growing immigrant population of any American city. Today, 12% of our population was born outside of the United States, and nearly half of our foreign-born population is immigrants who have entered the country since 2000. We plan to keep welcoming people of all colors and nationalities into our community because it's the right thing to do. It's also the smart thing to do. Cities of the future will look like the city Nashville is becoming. Diverse communities are the ones that have the best chance to thrive in today's world, and Nashville is proud to be one. Immigrants have come to Nashville from every corner of the world. They've helped make the city strong. They've made it more vibrant, more creative. They fueled our economy. As a city, we want to fulfill the American creed, the promise that this is a land where anyone can reinvent themselves, a place where anyone can come and pursue the American dream. We're honored that you have chosen to pursue that dream here in Nashville. Congratulations again to our newest citizens, and thank you for this opportunity to speak.
And now, Deputy Director Laurie Xalapa from the U.S. Customs and Immigration Service will address you. And I just want to note, as an item of interest, at least to me, that both of these people are lawyers, and they both are alums of the Harvard J.F. Kennedy School of Government. So I thought that was pretty interesting that they have that in common. At this time, Ms. Sulabha will give you address.
Well, thank you, Judge Trauger, and thank you again, Director Oliver, for this beautiful venue. It is absolutely lovely. And I have to say a special thank you to Mayor Dean. He has been a champion of immigrants and citizenship, and he has been a wonderful partner with USCIS, and this is only the third city to join us in that partnership. So I want a special thank you for that. It's my great pleasure to be able to address you as our newest citizens. I'm happy to be one of the first people to say congratulations and address you as my fellow Americans. As United States citizens, as the judge told you, you've got all the rights, benefits, freedoms that our Constitution guarantees. And this naturalization ceremony marks the end of what I'm sure was a long journey towards citizenship, just as it marks the start of a new life here as an American citizen. 96 of you, as you heard today, and from 34 countries. This is, I have to say, one of the most diverse naturalization ceremonies that I've attended. Many, many countries represented here. But today, you have the honor of being becoming an American citizen. And your country now is the United States of America, and we welcome you with open arms. We have a strong tradition as a welcoming nation, and our efforts welcome immigrants to ensure that the United States continues to draw people from across the world who chose to settle here and contribute in important and innovative ways to the United States. It's about the ideas and values of this great nation moving forward, and it's about the belief that this country, our country, has opportunities to offer everyone who wants to work hard and persevere. This ceremony reminds us of the best traditions that this nation has to offer. It's appropriate that we're holding this ceremony here today. As you heard, this week is National Library Week. And I want to say thank you and celebrate our libraries and our librarians across the country who contribute to the nation. From small towns to large cities, libraries have a long history of being a source of knowledge, culture, and community throughout our country. Libraries in Nashville have a very long history. The first public library here in Nashville was the Howard Library, and it was established in 1898. Here in this beautiful, modern, classical building, or in one of the branches around the city, some of you may have taken the citizenship or English classes, learned about naturalization process. Much of our history is told in this building. One example is the detailed copper panels that you see around this room. They're devoted to one of your local heroes, the 7th President of the United States, Andrew Jackson, and the panels depict the life of President Jackson, from playing a hero in the 1812 war to commemorating his election in 1828 at his home, the Hermitage. This library also holds a very special, and I've seen it, it is remarkable, civil rights collection in the Nashville Room. The Nashville Room holds materials documenting the history of this city and its founding in 1779, and it's no coincidence that the Civil Rights Collection overlooks the intersection of Church Street and 7th Avenue North. That intersection was at the heart of a campaign of nonviolent protest by college students that began on February 13th, 1960. This library officially opened in 2001, and the planning for the Civil Rights Collection began soon after that. And in February of 2004, 44 years after the start of the protest in the streets outside these doors, several former student leaders returned to help dedicate the Civil Rights Room collection. And when you visit the collection, you realize that each of us has a voice that counts, and that together we can make a difference. Just this week, as you heard, President Obama's Task Force on New Americans submitted a report to President Obama with recommendations on how the nation can create welcoming communities like you have here in Nashville, promote naturalization and civic engagement, support immigrant entrepreneurs, expand opportunities to learn English, and encourage all Americans to volunteer. These recommendations will enhance how our country can help you fully participate in this great democracy. I'm so pleased to be here with Mayor Dean. As I stated, and he stated, last June, we signed a letter of agreement and worked together to strengthen citizenship education efforts throughout this community. Our partnership established the New Americans Corner in 5 Nashville public libraries and 4 community centers. And these corners offer citizenship and English classes along with tools and resources to help people prepare for the naturalization interview and test that you've all taken. Now that you're citizens, you share the same rights and privileges and responsibilities as your fellow Americans. As you build your lives here, I encourage you, just as the judge has done and just as Mayor Dean has done, to become active citizens and give back to your community and your new country through civic participation and service. Volunteer at your neighborhood library or at a local organization, run for public office, and cast your vote on Election Day. As we reflect on the civil rights movement that took place right outside these doors, each one of us can make a difference. Each one of us has a voice in society. In a city like Nashville, with its country music festivals, expansive healthcare community, educational institutions, there are endless organizations and events that you can contribute your time and skills to. By doing so, you will renew our shared hope, and unlimited possibilities are available to everyone who embraces these opportunities that your new country has to offer. I wish you the best of luck And congratulations once again on becoming our newest American citizens.
Thank you, Director Sulabha, and we are honored that you have come to Nashville today for our ceremony. At this time, I'd like to introduce some guests that have come to help welcome you into citizenship. Some of them will have tokens to give you to help you remember this wonderful day. We have Joan Campbell here on the end. Ms. Campbell is from the Campbell chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution and also represents the National Society of Colonial Dames. And Ms. Campbell comes to most of our ceremonies, and we're always pleased to see her. Cindy Bond is also here. Cindy Bond is not here. Debbie Laidlaw is here. Ms. Laidlaw is also from the Daughters of the American Revolution, the Fort Nashboro chapter of that organization. Danette Godwin is also here. She's from the Daughters of the American Revolution, the Sarah Polk chapter in Nashville. And Judy Tribble is not here. Okay. Then we have from Senator Lamar Alexander's office, Evan Freeman, right here in the front row. From Senator Bob Corker's office, Caroline Diaz-Barriga. From Congressman Jim Cooper's office, the 5th District, we have John Wood. And from the Davidson County Election Commission, we have Anita Moffett. And I do believe she has voter registration information for you. So you grab that from her and get yourself registered and start that important process of voting in elections. That is the conclusion of our formal ceremony. You all will be coming forward to receive your certificates, and I would like to invite to join me in congratulating you here in front of the podium. I'd like to invite Mayor Dean and Director Sulabha and Linwell Dennis also to help us, and Kent Oliver also to welcome you. And again, congratulations, and we know you will remember this very special day.